Good morning, Rabbi Isai. To all our brothers in Chutz La'aretz, just to let you know, we all got up at 4 in the morning. We had to run to the miklat. Some of us heard the booms, but that was the neighbors shutting their mama doors because the missile was shot outside of Eretz Yisrael. But most of us, whoever heard the loud, blaring sirens at 4 in the morning, that's why a lot of people are still sleeping. Base measures is shtickle empty. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
Aaron Billig.
Aaron Billig. You're that guy's father?
Thank God.
From
New Jersey.
From New Jersey, right? So like people are telling me that you call like I'm getting emails. What's going on here? It's like a known thing.
Yechiel Gordon's Makatanim actually.
Oh, Yechiel Gordon. Looking forward. I'll see him soon in Chicago, Lincolnwood. He lived I lived on the corner, and he's like literally 2 hours away for years. Then he's part of the Shiri now. Givaldik. Rabbi Isai, who else do we have? Well, Michael Ben Chitrit. You're not so new, but what's your name?
Tzvi Friedman.
Tzvi Friedman from Lakewood. It's not awful, but he's Lakewood. No, he didn't say Lakewood. Englewood. No, listen, no. Reb Tzvi Friedman, it's expanding. It's going to get to Englewood soon.
They often get confused.
Oh, Shalom Aleichem, what's your name?
Chaim Ziskin.
Chaim Ziskin. I know you're from somewhere. From where? From here? Shalom Aleichem. You know what I noticed yesterday? I noticed a new thing. That even though I look around the room, I'm not seeing people so well. Like, I'm serious. I'm looking through them. That's why I didn't see Baruch Shatnez. That angle right over there, it's like I didn't look there for 2 years. I look, but I don't see. It's weird. Anyway, just to clarify, no. It's something about being in tune with the daf. MDY addict to the daf at whatever. You changed my life. Clarification. So yesterday, Avi Kamiatsky had a pshat. I think he was mechamed to the real pshat. Just to clarify, Gitin Daf 19 is when I began listening to daf in the car, wherever I may be. January 5th, 2025 is when I switched to listening while following inside the Gemara. I do this at 5:30 every morning, and there's no comparison. May Hashem give you the strength to keep on dafing in good health. May Bezim Shana Yossi B. This will skip for now. MDY Wives Pesach Cookbook, the deadline is like tomorrow. So if you have a great recipe, they're putting together a cookbook. It will be available before Pesach for everyone in Mirz Hashem. Men, ask your wives to send in the greatest recipe to wives@mdydaf.com. It's a way to get the women involved, more connected. This whole group, they have over 200 women now. They had that great, they had a show, a whole, what? Sourdough recipes, Rabbi Isai. Sourdough matzah. The Gebroks, not Gebroks. Amitai Yechiel, this is translated from Hebrew, and there's a Gevaldik, a good morning Rabbi Isai with him and his children afterwards. Very Gevaldik. I had a tremendous honor from it. Thank you for everything you do. I want to take a few moments to express my deep, sincere gratitude for the wonderful, inspiring daf that you deliver with dedication, love every single day. I joined learning the daf last 5 dafim of Bava Basra, thanks to my friend Meir Endorsky from Beitar. Since then, I've not missed a single shir, every day without exception, even when I'm busy with work and my schedule's tight, even on Fridays and Motzei Shabbosim. I always find the time for the daf, and my heart is filled with joy. I can clearly feel how this learning has brought about a tremendous transformation in myself. Spiritual and material enrichment, true inner happiness, a strong and healthy marriage, and children who see and experience with me the impact of these shiurim. The entire household feels the difference. My family knows that every day at exactly 9 p.m. there is a shir, because you know the Hebrew shir is at 9 o'clock at night. They've gotten used to it. I also make sure to update the family group, the WhatsApp group, and thanks to that, 2 of my brothers occasionally join the learning via the platform. Baruch Hashem, teachings has an impact far beyond what is visible. With Hashem's help, as we approach Pesach, I'll have a schus to complete an entire Masechta for the very first time in my life. Masechta Sanhedrin, this is an uplifting feeling, and I hold on larger thanks to you. Thank you so much for all the effort, time, patience, humor, clear explanations, and love for Torah that you radiate. May you continue to expand and glorify Torah, inspire many more with great appreciation. Amitai Yechiel, Malachi, Rabbi Isai. What I liked a lot, these kids are saying, Erev Tov Rabboisai, but with a Litvish accent, Ashkenazi accent. I don't know, there's something to it that was very cute, I thought.
Erev Tov Rabboisai.
Okay. And this is the one and only, your brother-in-law, Baruch.
Good morning, Rabbi Sai.
Sure.
One of the many ways MDY has changed my life. Wherever I go, the Daf goes with me.
This one. There's a Kfir, a seam. So that's what it's.
No matter how difficult the slopes, no matter how tired at the end of the day, I don't go to sleep until I've done the Daf.
Gewaldig. You guys remember Kalman from the Five Towns?
Rebelli, I'm with Kalman of the Five Towns who's watching your shear while he's driving. Is this Sakana Sefashis? Is this appropriate? Please let me know. No hands.
He wants to know if it's okay, La Halacha. Nachamo, you missed the whole, you guys are laughing.
Rebelli, I'm with Kalman of the Five Towns who's watching your shear while he's driving. Is this Sakana Sefashis? Is this appropriate? Please let me know. No hands.
Rabbi Say, somebody by the name of Chaim Volvovitz manned the booth at the OGBA. By the way, Rabbi Weber, who's part of this year, gave it to us for free. You got 22 people to join. 22 people. Usually Paris Chaim, but this was in the mountains. To go all the way out there, to drive 3 hours to get there. Picture there, Yossi Graus, COO, and Meilech Weber, founder of OJBA, an MDY member. Thank you for giving this drive in MDY in the MDY booth. So Shkoyach, Rabbi Weber, and Yossi Graus, and Chaim is in the center. And here's just a bunch of pictures. Other people that helped out throughout the day: Shai Streicher, Mordechai Weedy, however you pronounce it, Avi Shapiro, and A.D. Cohn. This guy Abramowitz is supposed to be. This is Shalom Rand's brother-in-law. Oh yeah, he's the one. I did I did a whole podcast with him. Yeah, he's supposed to be like, he's an actor. He's very famous by the Hasidim. Ari Brownwitz, something like that. Yeah, about it. And this, there's a real shear going on here. But that's Chaim. Circle doesn't come off, but the learning Torah at the booth. You got it? And this is what a booth is supposed to look like if anybody wants to put one up. Oh, I forgot. You know what? I forgot to call Mark Ashkenazi. So I'm telling Mark, in case you're watching now, I need one of those things like behind me. He's watching. Okay. So we said, like, when I go on the road, I need like a piece of fabric that has like an MDY style thing, so I can put it, like, sometimes the walls are not so nice, and sometimes we're in a hotel and the owner of the hotel comes right before and puts my kosher hotel right behind me. So now we're gonna have our own. The sponsor, lirfo Shmuel ben Chana, Yosef Ben Chaya Sara, Alte Nechama by the Grateful Family. Anonymous for the Hatzlacha, Berukhnings of Begashmiyos. By Larry Cohen, in memory of Yechiel Moshe Ben Chaim, who started learning Daf Yomi at age 70 and continued for 32 years until he was nifter. Anonymous for the unity of the Jewish people by Glenn Esterson, with love and gratitude from Wilmington, North Carolina. Thank you for enriching my life with Torah. Monthly sponsors: Eli Stefansky, Yosef, Binyomin, Rosenfeld, Hatzlacha ben Parnasa, Yosef Ben Chaya Sara, Hatzlacha, berukhnings of Begashmiyos, the fallen hostages, Ariel ben Shiri, Kfir ben Shiri, Shiri bat Margit. I forgot all the numbers. Somebody donated $10,000 anonymously for Masechtas Makis. We will be printing 5,000 Gemaras, art scrolls, 5,000 art scrolls. That doesn't even include all the Oizvahadars that we're printing. It's going to be wild. Parnassah berevach Baruch Tzvi Nisim Ben Shoshana Leah. Actualize, you might be able to still, maybe this might be the last day. A few people, but I know there's a 10,000 anonymous donor. Choil sponsors month. Yaakov Ben Sari Mishpachli. What's so chashuv? I'll say it again. I haven't said it in a while. For, let's say it's $35 to sponsor a Gemara. For $35, you inspire another Jew to start learning Torah, and you never know where it takes him. It changes his family. It changes everything. Like one of these emails for $35. It's one of the best deals in Klal Yisrael right now. Parnassah Hayoim for the Koilo. Koil for the day. Tamara Eisenberger, Sontag, on the 11th yard side of Peretz Yehuda ben Menachem Mendel, may the Neshama have an Aliyah. Amen. Weekly sponsors, Coffee of the Week. L'schus, l'furs had more Mevishnitz. Moreno Rav Yisrael ben Leah Esther Shlita should have her for Shleima. Daily sponsors Rochel and Rafi Katan in honor of their son Eitan on becoming bar mitzvah today. Mazel Tov. Parents Chaim and Zahava Levine. Mazel Tov on our new grandson. And to the parents, Berens Shana Malka Zayman. He should be zoicha to a bris bismano and Torah chuppah masim toivim amen. Billig family. In honor of Aaron and Ben Billy traveling from New Jersey to attend in person. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Daily sponsors Eli Goldner in honor of Yehuda Shuk's Siyum Hashas. I showed yesterday, tremendous thing. I got a whole email from the place that he works. I forgot what it is. It's something about what they give. They offer a service where you count for your time. Like you get to do more stuff. Maybe I'll read it one day. But basically, they're saying that Yehuda Shuk, he finished Shas because he used their system. They're taking credit for it. I don't know. I have to ask Yehuda. Mordechai Taub, Lili Nishmas, Rezel Bas Yisrael Shlomo on the 34th Yortzeit Chof Adar. Innovations LLC has a schus for my father-in-law, who's having surgery today. Yol Yecheskel Ben Esther, he should have refuah shlema. Lili Nishmas, Chai Yuta Bas Moshe Aaron, Allah Aleha Shalom. And NDY Kids Monthly, Kinnovations, schus for Fischel, Elchanan, Akiva, Rifki and Mrs. Stefansky, Yisher Koyach. Daughter of the mother refuah shlema for Yonatan Eitan ben Beersheva, for schus for rebellion, the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah Shalom enjoyable so many, in honor of Yosef Klein and Margit for all the work they do. Rabbi Sai. Another, I got it to Daf with many, many words. Hopefully I could stick to 1.5 speed throughout. We're holding 6 lines from the bottom of Tzadik Beis Amud Beis, Tanur Rabbana. So just to go through this story real quickly, Nebuchadnezzar had a dream and he forgot his dream. It was a very scary dream. So he called in his advisors, maybe a few threats, and Daniel told him what he dreamt and he agreed that that's what he dreamt. He said basically he dreamt of a statue of a Avodah Zarah, that its head was gold and then its chest was silver and then lower down was copper and then his feet were earthenware and metal. And then comes a small stone out of nowhere, nobody threw it, and it hits the feet, breaks the whole thing topples over. Nebuchadnezzar says, yeah, that's the dream, but I got to undo this whole dream. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to build an Avodah Zarah out of gold, and I'm going to force everybody to bow to it. And therefore, when everybody bows to it, it'll undo the dream. Everybody's still, I'm not going to fall, I'm not going to topple. The opposite, I'm going to build up my melucha. So he puts this golden thing and he has everybody bow to it. And the famous story where Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah didn't want to bow to it, and he threw them, and he had maybe a large furnace, and whoever didn't bow to it got thrown in there. There were 6 miracles, nisim, that happened that day. First of all, the furnace came out of the ground. It was in the ground and it popped out. And here, it starts moving, but I'll start moving it soon. There's an opening to the furnace so that you can see inside, so you can see the nace. You can see 3 human beings walk in and dance around and come out. And the foundations, they crumbled, they went back down into the ground. Or another pshat is that the sid, the outer layer of the furnace, peeled off and killed people. The 4 kings that we're going to see in a second. And the statue flipped over on its face. And the 4 kingdoms burnt. And the mace that we discussed yesterday, where Yecheskel did Chis HaMesim in the valley of Dura. V'kulo Gemara, and all these things we only know from tradition. However, that the 4 kings died, that we can prove from a pasuk, the Chsiv. I welcome you to read this with me, one of Shas's hardest tongue twisters. Nebuchadnezzar Malka shalach lemichnash lachshtar penaya zgenaya upachvosa adar gerzeraya gedovaraya tedovaraya teptoye. Now it's your turn. This is a song. No, let's go. Levi, let's go. Check this out first. Here's the furnace. the four malachim are bringing the Chana Mishal Zari in there, throw them in there, and now they're dancing in there, they're walking through, their hands are not tied anymore. And then there's something that looks like a Malach Elokim. Huh? Yeah. But there's four that threw them in. Here, let's see. And then it says the four malachim. Okay, I'm not going to try to read it again. But look what's missing in the next pasuk. By the way, I noticed yesterday, those who speak Hebrew, there's a lot of us in this room that speak Hebrew, maybe not so much the Americans. There's a lashon in Hebrew called Ani lo sam alecha. What does that mean? Think about it. Ani lo sam alecha. What does that mean? I don't put on you. What does that mean? But why? Where did it come from? Here, I found it in the pasuk here. I'm serious. It comes from the Navi. When you think about it, like it doesn't even make sense. It's not something that somebody would make up. We brought the Jews, fine, they don't care about it. But look, over here, all of a sudden you have the first three words. These are not kingdoms, these are types of people. These are Zganim, these are the Chosher people in the Malchus. What's missing in this pasuk are these four names. Look, in this pasuk also says, but the Gerzaya, Gedavaya are missing from this pasuk. In other words, they died. They got killed by the heat of the fire. No, that's you're talking about Esterson Binyomin. Yeah, those the Achshtar Penai, correct. Idi Givurim Yuday and Uchsiv Umiskanshin of Achshtar Penai is Genayo Bachvasa Ador Malko Chazin and Gevrai Ilech, but it's missing the four kings. Talibei Rebbe Ben Yaakov. So the Gemara just says that those are. It seems like from the pasuk that they died. Even in time of danger, a Rav should not take off his shtreimel and his hat and his beketche and his frak. Shenemar, Badein Guvraya, the clothing of these people, Elaine, Kfisu B'Sorbeleya, and Patisheya, and their pants, their cloaks, B'Karbelasoin. They didn't take off. I didn't get the email yet. I'm looking for the story. I remember even saying it, that there was a Rav in Germany maybe, that he said he goes to sleep with his frock because you never know when the Nazi's going to show up, and he doesn't want to be pulled out of bed in his pajamas in front of the whole. Remember this story? But who was it? I don't remember. Or Rabbi Yochanan. Doilim tzadikim yoysim melach yashar daf tzadikim Amud Aleph. The tzadikim are greater than the malachim. Shenemar anei va'omar hanoch. Anei is the lashon of it happens. Anei means to answer, but over here it's the lashon that he scream out. He's mamish a cry va'omar. I see four men. Sharian mahalchim b'goynura. They're not even. Sharian means they're untied. We tied them up. We threw them into the fire, but they're walking inside the flames. B'chaval, a chabala, like a wound, like isi behind. There's no wound. Where the Gemara is going to explain later, it means not a wound like there's no burn marks. They don't even have burn. They did have wounds because they might have been sarisim according to that one shot. Wound, yeah, but burn not. Ravi di revio domi lebareloi. And the fourth one looks like a malach. But what you see from here is that first he mentioned Chanayim Mishal v'Azariah, that the tzaddikim are greater than the malach and shars that come later on in the pasuk. When they came out of the fire, everybody smacked them in the face. This actually caused the Avodah Zarah to cease at the time. People couldn't believe it. You have your HaKadosh Baruch Hu that saves you from fire, and you're going to bow to this garbage? All the Jews are bowing, getting out of this, and they risk their lives. And it says in Mufurish that they were told, do not go into the fire, bow. But they didn't listen to the coil. They did it anyway. Why? You get much greater schar. When you're told, don't sacrifice yourself, and you sacrifice yourself. If they were, imagine if HaKadosh Baruch Hu told them to go sacrifice yourself. So you lose a little bit of that pchira. It's not as strong. No, don't sacrifice yourself. And they sacrificed them. Like we say in the Slichas. We're embarrassed. And that, I just noticed, that's the pshat we're going to say soon. There was an embarrassment here. Look what Klal Yisrael did. I'm part of a nation that's embarrassing, that they do have Avodah Zarah. We were good, but what about the rest of our nation? I'm going to go up and grab the palm tree. But at the end of the day, I only got one branch. What does that mean? Says Rashi, the palm tree is like the heart. It's one. It only has one. The main trunk is the palm. The rest are branches, but they're not like regular branches that carry the moyach, the innards, whatever that a tree, there's no the sap or whatever, a tree and a branch is the same. Just one is thicker, one is thinner, but it's all one. They contain the same elements. Not in a palm tree. The palm tree is, you have the trunk, it's one kind of one thing, where it has all the sap or whatever, and they have these branches that are separate. So at the end of the day, hearts of palm, says Hillel. Stick to your, no, but it's a good one. The heart of the palm tree. Hearts of palm, gewaldig. And at the end of the day, I try to get all of Klal Yisrael. And all I grabbed is one branch, meaning from the entire Klal Yisrael I got 3. A little disappointing, but better than nothing. I saw a man riding a red horse. And he's between the hadassim, the myrtles, asher b'matzula. What does it mean at night? He's disappointed in Klal Yisrael. He said, okay, I'm going to put the whole world into darkness, into night. Hashem was riding the horse. What's the red horse? To change the entire world into blood. These 3 people, Niskar Daita Kavyochel, his mind was calm down. He calmed down Kavyochel. He's standing between the Hadassim and Hadassim and the Tzadikim. These are the 3 Tzadikim he's standing between. Oh, you imagine that the Purim was a week ago already? Crazy. Metzula is Bavel. Miad Milayim Roiges Nasim Srukim. So from the anger you become colored ba'adumim, and then red nasul levanim at the end it flips into white. Or Rapabish Mamino Susyo Chivara Malil Chelma. If somebody dreams this, where is it? If you dream about white horses, it's a good sign. That's what it says here. White horse. Rabbanon lehechaz. Where did Hananya, Mishael, and Azariah disappear to? We talk about them. We say how they were saved from the fire, and then you don't hear another word about them ever. Where do they go in history? Omarav, Bayin Horo Mesu. They actually died right away. Unbelievable. They survived the fire and they died the next minute, 2 days later, whatever it is, but they died right away. Ushmuel Omar Beroik Tavu. They died they drowned in the spittle of the Goyim. Everybody spat at them. Punked yesterday, somebody sent me a video of 2 women spitting at a Jew in Ireland. That's what's going on now. The anti-Semitism in the world, especially in Ireland. Spit. When I was a bacher and I was in London, we're going in the train station, we're going up escalator, and this guy looks at me and goes, in front of hundreds of people, you dirty Jew. He spat right over the escalator.
What did he look like?
Huh?
What did he look like?
What did he do? Yeah, the earrings, the whole thing, but he was. So they spat at the Jews because they bowed to the Avodah Zarah, and they look. You have such a God. You have somebody that can save you from fire, and this is what you do. No, they survived. Just they weren't in Babel anymore, so you don't hear from them. They went to Israel, and also Nashim, they got married, they had children. In fact, it's a machlokes tanoim. They died in Ayara. It's just a cool thing. Think about it for a second. The wealthiest, a lot of people have jealousy. Yeah, they have jealousy. I wish I could have that guy's money. He's mamish so wealthy. I wish I could have that guy's brains. Wow, it's unbelievable. Or his fame. People love fame. I want to be like a famous actor, famous singer. It's not fair. Mordechai Shapiro, wherever you go, and then this, Ben Shapiro, all the Shapiros. No, famous. Now, just like what Ben Shapiro told his son. His son tells Ben Shapiro, he says, could you introduce me to Mordechai? He's sitting over there. I heard this from Ben Shapiro. He said it was. He's like, Dad, and Ben Shapiro says he doesn't realize that he's very famous, but in a very, very small, there's a couple 100,000 people that know him. He says, millions, I have millions of subscribers. It's like, oh, Dad, you're going to the president, can you introduce me to the face? So I thought about it for a second. The wealthiest man alive today is Elon Musk. He happens to be probably one of the smartest people alive today, and one of the most famous people alive today. Yet, the question is, should you be jealous of a guy like this?
What's something difficult you're going through that people don't often see?
I mean, my mind is a storm. I don't think most people would want to be me. They may think they would want to be me, but they don't know. They don't understand.
How are you doing?
In the grand scheme of things, I can't complain.
You get lonely?
You get lonely.
Sometimes, but my kids and friends keep me company.
But here it is. This is the punchline on boys' side.
But there are many nights I sleep alone. I don't have to, but I do.
The kid, sir, many nights he sleeps alone, and his brain is a storm. No, Bahamas, to live with the storm in your brain. You're thinking about missiles. He saved 2 people 2 days ago from space, and he has one of the most successful car companies in the world, and he also does drilling, by the way. You don't know about this drilling, do you? And PayPal, he has the best drill in the world that could go tunnels. Like, his brain is a storm. He's thinking about 4 companies and Doge now he has the 5th. And his brain, it doesn't stop thinking. He can't, whoever is jealous of the next person, never be jealous of the next guy. That's what I'm saying. He has $400 billion, okay? But he has to sleep alone at night. He needs to sleep alone at night sometimes. And the storm. Okay, kids, don't be jealous of Pliny. We say no jealousy. The guy says, everybody says, wow, look at this guy. He came out of the fire in one piece. He could beat the fire. 5 minutes later, they're dead because the ayin hara. Rabbi Yeshua Omer, Beroik Tavu. So it's mamish machlokes tanoim. Before we had machlokes tanoim, now it's machlokes tanoim. It's Shmuel and Rabbi Yochanan, but now it's mamish machlokes tanoim. The same thing. Shmuel Beroik Tavu. The Yad Ramah says it sounds like a little bit of a guzman. No, they drowned in a puddle of spit. There was so much spit, millions, hundreds of gallons of spit. So the Yad Ramah says, no, it means the busha. They die from busha. So he says, look, we're going to see Yeshua Kohen Gadol. Where's the Kohen Gadol? In Eretz Yisrael. They showed up in Eretz Yisrael. How do you see it from the pasuk? The people of moifsim, of miracles. So you see, they ended up in Eretz Yisrael. As the Gemara, we started off the whole shir with Daniel saying over to Nebuchadnezzar what's going to happen, the dream, the whole thing. You would have heard from him. He wouldn't have bowed to the idol, and they would have thrown him into the fire. They never threw him into the fire. Where did they throw Daniel into? Into the lion's den. Well, that's a different generation. That's not a different generation. It's after Nebuchadnezzar. It's much later. Omarav, L'michron Naharu Rabba B'Tveria. They sent him out to Tveria. Huh? Yeah, I showed it in Shir. When?
No, 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Okay. You're on top of things. Givaldi, yeah. No. I don't want to die in horror now. Omer Rav, L'michron Naharu Rabba B'Tveria. He told him to go. B'Kitzer, he gave him some silly job to get him out of there. Get lost. Go dig some river for me. Or Shmuel Omer Lasui Bizra Das Pasta. Go get some food, some aspasta. Go get the pigs from Alexandria. They have the best. We learned this. As the Gemara, you can't get a cow or a pig out of Alexandria. If you want to get one, it's going to come without a womb. They don't want it to reproduce. So how did Daniel get these pigs out? Says Gemara, they're very small. Rashi says they didn't pay attention to the small ones. They didn't chap that it's kind of hard. They're so careful not to let one out. The guy gave me dates, the Mr. dates. Where is he? Mr. dates. His mom does the Mr. dates. They found that one pit that's from thousands of years ago, 2,000 years ago. And now they grew the tree. But if they give you, how much does one date cost? 90 shekel a date, but it comes without a pit, because you might plant it. So if you want a pig, great, but you can't plant it. You can't do anything with it. So just to give you this, I say this all the time, but I saw this video that made an impression on me. There's a 12-year-old, like a chassid. He goes over to a modern Orthodox guy. He says, "How dare you have a cell phone?" It's treif. So the guy says, "This is real." He says, "Why is it treif?" He says, "Because you see not nice things on it." He says, "Like what?" He says, "You could see PIGs on it." So first of all, in his mind, what tumah is, like, what do you see? You could see pigs on it. But he wouldn't say the word pig. You don't say the word pig, you say P-I-G. Dover acher. So here we have a dover acher. Also, some people, this is, I guess the guys that are making these videos, they didn't ask me, they think it's not about the daf, it's about the yomi. Means you can come to shir and not understand the word as long as you hear. It's not about the daf, it's about coming. That's what so here, knowing all that, where is it? Here we go. I'm not here. I don't want to hear ours about this video. I'm not involved. I'm just showing it.
Excuse me, is that a inside there? No, it's not.
Is it a pig? You know, say pig.
I think it is a. It's not. It's not a.
Sir, you are prohibited from departing Alexandria with cows until they undergo essential veterinary procedures. This ensures that our maintain superiority over external breeders who endeavor to procure, cultivate, and proliferate more to challenge our. We must guarantee that our remain unparalleled. Hence, relinquish your from the suitcase so it may undergo the requisite treatment.
What? I didn't understand a word you said. Whether you understood or not, it does not matter. As Reb Eli says, it's not about the daf, it's about the yomi.
Okay, should we cut it out? Okay. You know what? He says it's one of the best ones. It's a good thing, like for Daf Beis, Makis, we don't have something like that. You're like, the 5,000 new guys, they're out like the next minute. Okay, Torah Banan. Who? You know, I didn't even hear one word from Avi Factor. He didn't have a one aura. He liked it. It was right up his alley.
I know something no one else did.
What?
Penny did. If you look at behind the guy in the guard, he's got the same chairmarket.com chair. He's got the chair.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I think we should see it again.
Excuse me. Is that
okay. Who told Daniel to leave Bavel and go to Eretz Yisrael, to leave, to get out of there? Because Baruch Hu, v'Daniel, u'Nebuchadnezzar. Because Baruch Hu Amar Nezel Daniel Ma'acha. What?
4,000 Gemara.
Or maybe 6, you never know. The other guys, you never know. Okay, so why did Daniel leave? Who told him? So it's either Hakadosh Baruch Hu, it's Daniel himself, it's Nebuchadnezzar. Hakadosh Baruch Hu Amar Nezel Daniel Ma'acha Dalilim B'Schusi Itnatzul. We shouldn't say that Chana, Yosef, Zechariah, they were saved in the schus of Daniel. They're not going to get any credit. So leave. Daniel Amar Nezel Ma'acha Dalilim Kaim Bi P'Tilei Kayem Tisrim Beish. Nebuchadnezzar bowed to Daniel, and therefore, people are going to say he was nervous that when he gets thrown to the fire, yeah, maybe he has the schus to be saved, but he himself is an avodah zarah to the king. Maybe Hakadosh Baruch Hu is just going to get rid of him so that Nebuchadnezzar Daniel And Nebuchadnezzar says, how is it possible? I bowed to him and then I'm going to throw him into a fire? People are going to say I'm crazy. I'm throwing my getchkin into the fire. Fine. I wanted to say this thing, but there's no time. Fine, a different time. And how do you know that Nebuchadnezzar actually bowed to Daniel? It's a lotion of nefilas apayim, of falling down and bowing. Well, Daniel sogid, and to Daniel he bowed. There's 2 people that said Nebuah Sheker, and one is Achav and one is Tzidkiah, not the ones that you're familiar with. Achav ben Kirliah and Tzidkiah ben Masiyah. That from then on, people would say, Yisimcha Hashem kitzidkiyahu ke'achav. instead of Yisimcha Elokim K'Ephraim K'Menashe, for the bad. I'm giving you a curse. You should be cursed like Tzidkiyahu and Ge'echav. Asher Kol HaMelech Bavel Beish. He roasted them in a fire. Asher Sarfim Lo Yinemar. He didn't throw them in like a regular person. He threw them into the fire, let them burn there for 10 minutes. El Asher Kolam, he singed them. Here we have a little bit of a video. Here we go. This is what you take. You take wheat and you throw it into a toaster for like a couple seconds, and then it pops out. Yeah. So the same thing he did to these people, to Tzidkiyahu and Achov. He toasted them. He put them in a shtickle toaster. Yeah. What does that mean? They had znus with their friends' wives. What does that mean? What happened? It seems like they didn't even have it at the end, but they wanted to. When a person stoops low, he stoops really low, and he does really dumb things. So they wanted the daughter of the king of the world. That's what they wanted. Sorry. So Achav comes to her and says, great trick. Let's pretend that we're Nevi'im, and Hashem said that you should be our wife or whatever. But he's not dumb. He's not going to say Hashem said, be with me. No, Hashem said, be with him. And the other one turned around and told her, you should be with him. Each one said on the other. So she was a little worried that maybe there's a nevuah, so she went to her father. It's not true. Their God hates znos. Send them to me. I want to speak to them. So she sent them to him. Who told you this? They stuck to the story. Hashem, Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Michul Rotman from Vanen, Bar Park. Wie sei? Gutman. But where are you from? Monsey, New York. Gewaldig. You came with somebody else. No, you saw somebody else coming. No. Omar HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ochanayim Yishov Zayir Shaltinu v'Omer Li Asur. What are you talking about? I spoke to other Nevi'im, Chanayim Shov Zayir, and they told me that what you're doing is awesome. Omrulei, Ananami Nevi Kavasayu, we're Nevi'im also. Lididu Loyomarlu, Lididon Omerlan. Hashem spoke to us, not to them. Omerlu, okay, I have a trick. I need to do a little test, and then I'll believe you. It's called the fire test. Let me roast you for a little bit. If you're not singed, great. If yes, goodbye. Omerlei, now they start with excuses. It's not fair. There were 3. We're only 2. Maybe we don't have enough schusim. We'll burn. Pick anybody in the world. We'll put a 3rd one with you, and then you'll have 3. Amru, okay, great. Yeshua Cohen Gadol. Let's get Yeshua, but he's in Eretz Yisrael, and they're in Bavel. Yeah, so they buy themselves a little time, like the guy that they said. King said, "What's your last wish?" He said, "I want watermelon." Oh, the problem is it's the middle of the winter, so he had to wait to the summer. And in the summer, he said, I want kitzer. You got to buy another few months, another whatever long it takes to get the Bavel back. Let's do Yeshua Kohen Gadol. He's going to protect us. So they brought him, they threw him into the fire. Inu iklu, they got burnt. Yeshua Kohen Gadol, ichruchi money. Yeshua Kohen Gadol, only his garments got burnt. Shenemar v'yarein Hashem es Yeshua Kohen Gadol lo'im l'pnei Malach Hashem. Uchsiv v'yom Hashem al Satan yigar Hashem b'chol Satan. Omelei. So Nebuchadnezzar tells the Kohen Gadol, you died in the tzaddikat. I know that you're tzaddik because you weren't burnt. I still need to understand, why were your socks burnt? Why were your clothes burnt? It happens to me. Nothing happened to them. I need to know the difference. They were 3. That's why I'm only 1. What are you going to do with Avram Avinu? So he says, Avram didn't have anybody to detract. He was by himself, so great. But and there's no permission for the fire to burn. I had the Tzidkiyahu and Achav together with me. And that gave a little permission to the fire to burn, to singe my clothing. That's what people say. There's a saying, if you have 2 dry trees and 1 moist one, the dry ones will overcome the wet one. By the time of the Anish. But the Gemara says, the bottom line is, okay, that was a joke that he told Nebuchadnezzar to get out of it. But what was the real reason that his clothes were singed? Because his sons married inappropriate women. One pshat is they married Giyores, the other pshat is Goyim, different pshatim. He's wearing clothes that were stained with waste. There's such a thing. Why would he do that? Not literally. And he didn't say anything. Maybe I have a pshat here. Why wouldn't he say anything? So Reb Shimon Russell and all my friends at Kesher Nafshi not going to like this pshat, but it's a little bit of a litzonis. Because maybe the pshat is Nebuchadnezzar went to one of these Kesher Nafshi things, and they told him you have to love, 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 love. So when their sons came home with Giyaris, he said, no, just love, love, love. No. Sometimes you have to say tzaddik, not this. It's also, it's in the Torah. No, they say no matter what, you have to love and hug and kill. Well, you see, at least one time. Don't fight with them, but tell them what the halach is. You're not happy with it. Some say the pshat was, they started slow and he didn't say anything. And then they went to the next level. It was like that. Rus received 6 barleys from Boaz. What does it mean? If it means 6 little kernels, this is what you give a poor person? 6 little, what is she going to do with it? Saw in 80 pounds of wheat. As the Gemara, what do you mean give her 80 pounds? How is she going to schlep 80 pounds? No, he gave her 6 little kernels, but it was a hint. You're going to have 6 sons, 6 descendants. Who are the 6 descendants? And the Gemara is going to say each and every one, how do we know that they had 6 brachas? David and Mashiach 2. And then the 4, Daniel, Chana, Mishael, Azariah. My question is, I don't know, I don't have klor pshat. Which Shlomo HaMelech? Skips what? They were greater than Shlomo HaMelech. Chana, Mishael, Azariah greater? Maybe he didn't have 6 brachas. Maybe he had 10. Maybe he had 3. I don't know. But he's not in this list. Huh? Sponsors. Turning the daf. Adar Global Experts in International Financial Services. Doctors Alan and Barbara Listhouse, in memory of my dear father Joseph Listhouse on its 45th yard site, Mordechai Yosef Ben Aaron Olav Bashalom. Lurfo Rivka Henyo Bashalamis. Lurfo Zatinu Yecheskel Yedidyo Ben Chama Shendel. Nad Life Realty Bet Shemesh and Moshe Einhorn in honor of Reb Eli and the entire MDY family.
Why isn't Mashiach before Daniel?
I don't know. So maybe the pshat is like my chavrusa wanted to say. He just threw it out as I was walking away. So what he said is, you have David on the top, you have Mashiach at the end, 2 sides, and then you have the center. It's not going through all the names. There's many Nevi'im that came out of them, out of Rus.
But Mashiach is not in
It's mentioned, yeah, but it is at the end. And the fact is it's at the end. Okay. David, the what? Rabbi Schwab. Oh, through the middle of the share. That's it. That's who it was. Because I thought in the second, I said maybe it's Rafal Sham, it was before. So I said it's not him, it's Rabbi Schwab. That makes sense. Yeah, Yishkoyach. Right. Huh? Marks? Sandik. I hope he wore that frack. David Chsiv, how do you know David had 6 brachas? And we're going to go through this pasuk in depth. Doeg said over to Shaul, I know a person that could help you out. His name is David Ben Lishai Beis Alachmi. He didn't tell him the name. Yudea Nagin, he knows how to play instruments. V'Giber Chayil, he's a great soldier. V'Ish Mulchama, V'Novin David V'Ish Toyar V'Hashem Yima, Hashem is with him. This is not Lashon Hara like how we say Lashon Hara. Lashon Hara means bad language to destroy David HaMelech. He wanted Shaul to be jealous and then kill David. But each thing over here is about Torah. Yudea Nagin, what does it mean? He knows how to play a guitar? Great. No. Sheyudea Lishoel, he knows how to ask great questions in learning. Gibar, Sheyudea Lohashiv, he knows how to answer when people ask him. He knows how to argue in learning. It's also something to do. When people talk in learning, to argue back and forth, to know how to argue. Ish Toyar, Shemari Panim Ba'alacha. He knows how to bring rayas to halacha. V'novin davar, Shemevin davar mitok davar. He understands the thing. I'm going to say this. I went to a Rav just recently, a local rabbi. And he told me, as a Shaila, and he says, there's a concept of vitur. You have to be in vater. Rosh Hashanah said you have to be in vater. So I argued with the idea. I said, this doesn't really apply over here. No, we're talking about Torah, talking this. So I went to this rabbi's Rav. This rabbi holds that so I went to his Rav and I told him what he said. He says, there's no vitur when it comes to Torah. You have to know how to compare. You hear a story over here, and then you just throw it everywhere. No, you have to know how to take a thing and say, no, this applies here, this doesn't apply here. You understand the thing from within a thing. Not everything is in halacha. You have to know how to open up a Shulchan Aruch and say, how does that apply today to cars and to smartphones and to technology? That's davar tech davar. Shemevin davar tech davar. Shemimai. Shahalacha kamoisi v'chol makom. Oh, and this was the final thing that broke the camel's back. The halacha is like David HaMelech everywhere. Bekula Amar Lahu, Shaul said back, Yonasan b'ni kamayu, no big deal. I have a son that's just as great as that. Even the Amar Leiv Hashem Imai, but the last thing really got him. Milzav the day nami lo yahavei. Yonasan didn't have this thing that Allah is always like him. Cholesh daite v'kanei, he became very jealous of David. The B'shol ksivu cholesh yifnei Yarshia. But Shaul says everywhere he goes to Yarshia, meaning that Allah is not like him. U'b'David ksivu cholesh yifnei Yatzliach. Every way he points, he'll be matzliach. Minol in the doig. How do you know that this person that said this lashon hara is doig? It's one of the greater ones of the kids. Okay, so it's doig. Mashiach, how do you know Mashiach has 6 brachas? Rest upon him the spirit of Hashem. And now you start. Ruach, I know, song, Ruach Chachma. That's 1, Ubina 2, Ruach Eitzah 3, Ugvura 4, Ruach Das, V'yiras Hashem 6. V'haricha v'yiras Hashem, like to smell the yiras Hashem. Omer Alexander, Melamish Yitino mitzvahs v'yisurim k'rechaim. He had mitzvahs like a rechaim. Rava Omar the Moriach v'doy, that he would smell, and just by we say it's an expression in English also. I could smell this person. I understand what's going on. Just by what? I could smell a rat. Exactly. Not with his eyesight, with his nose. He had a good nose for people. Says the Gemara, by Bar Kizeva ruled for 2.5 years. Bar Kizeva is Bar Kochva. Tells Rabbanan, I know Mashiach. I'm Mashiach. How do you know I'm Mashiach? Because God told me. And then the guy next to him says, I never told you. But kids, sir, okay. This guy thinks he's Mashiach, this thing is Hashem. Amar lei, but Mashiach ksiv the Morach Vadoin. Oh, Mashiach has a good nose. He can smell people out. Let's see if you could smell people that are Vade. By the way, Rabbi Kiva also thought that he's Mashiach. Rabbi Kiva thought he's Mashiach. But they gave him a test, another test. Could you smell people out? No, you failed. Boom, they killed him. The Goyim actually killed him. But maybe it means that the Jews allowed him to be killed. Okay. Daniel, how do you know that Daniel, Chana, Mishael, Azariah had 6 brachas, had 6 milos? They didn't have mumim. That's 1. They're good looking. And they have the strength to stand by the king. What does that mean? We'll see in a second. That's not one of them, I don't think. What does it mean that they don't have a mum? They never, in those days, everybody went for bloodletting. It was a way to live. You can't live without blood. They were so perfect, they had a perfect body, they didn't need bloodletting. So they didn't even have the puncture wound of the needle. What does it mean? They forced themselves. Even today, this video received 90 million views. Basically, in England, you cannot smile. Yes. This guy forces the guard to smile. You see the guy. 90 million views.
A little closer.
We were together in school, me and him. He went his own way. So I'm standing here.
Okay.
I'm only here for a couple minutes.
So how long do you know this man?
30 years.
30 years you've been together, and you've been to school where?
School? Kensington.
Hogwarts. You've been to Kensington together? And you've learned, did you learn martial arts together?
Yeah.
And
I had this guy's sword.
Well?
I know him. He was never talkative. I remember him in school. He used to sit by himself and read books. I was just this guy fooling around and having fun. He was just reading. You were asking questions, you answer with his head. Yeah, no, What's your name? No. What? Is that a name? Shake of a head is not a name. Please say your name. And by recess, you're just this guy hanging out. His mother always picked him up from school. He's that type of guy until he was 20. His mother picked him up from school.
Look, they had to get him out of there. He lost his job. Look, turn around, look. What?
They don't let them
don't get close anymore.
Oh, the end of the thing. You missed it. Okay, the end of the thing. You see the guy just walk away, and another guy had to replace him. Fine. Look it up. It says it's called From Boy Royal Guard something. 90 million views. They don't speak. They don't speak. And they didn't sleep. You stand there guard. You don't go to the bathroom. You have to hold yourself in. All four of them were from Yehuda. No. Only Daniel was from Yehuda, the rest were from other Shvatim. A saris sometimes means like a general or something. What does sarisa mean? We have machlokes. My sarisim, Rabbi Omar sarisa mamish. Unbelievable. In order to be a great guard, to work for the king, you can't have anything on your mind. You can't think about marriage, nothing. So they saris, misaris, everything, and that's it. So they were physically saris, they couldn't have children. No, they could have children. Just they got rid of Avodah Zarah. If you say it means to get rid of Avodah Zarah, that's why Pshat is they didn't have any wounds. But if they became sarisim, they had a terrible wound. They're saris. Says no, Chaval Denura means that of course they have wounds, but they didn't have burn marks. They went into the fire and they came out without any burns. The smoke didn't even come to them. They didn't have not a wound and not even the smoke. I'm saying a maila because they got rid of Avodah Zarah, so I'm talking about it. But if they had a physical deficiency, why would the Torah mention? Oh, and by the way, these tzaddikim, the sarisim. No, they did both. They got rid of Avodah Zarah, but they also couldn't have children. Hashem said, you know what, you don't have children, but I'm going to give you something that's greater than children, like the Chazon Ish had these svarim. A lot of people didn't have children. They have something that, they have a continuation. But if they got rid of Avodah Zarah, what does it mean? I'm going to give you something that's better than children. They had children, but they died. Okay, we can stop over here. That what? The big thing is that there was a sefer called Daniel, and it was named after Daniel. That was something that's going to last forever, better than boys and girls. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.